Welcome to a new version of Big Apple Breakdown. We have an exciting new chapter coming up as we have our first live episode of the show. Shout out to StreamYard. Henry, are you excited?
Yes, sir. I'm excited. This has been in the works for a little while now. Very exciting that we're making this happen.
We're going to be doing this a lot. Today, of course, we're going to be going over the Knicks game that just happened. The Knicks fell to the Boston Celtics in blowout fashion, as there will be a game 6 in the Garden. We'll be talking the NFL schedule release with the Giants and Jets, and of course, the upcoming anticipated Subway Series with former Yankee Juan Soto returning to the Bronx. And we are very excited to get going.
Yes, sir. It's going to be definitely very exciting. I think all my overlays went away when I made this. So
guys, this is our
first time. So we're working out
first time doing this. So bear with us. So the tech might not all be there.
Yeah.
Henry,
So we had a couple graphics that we're gonna put up. That I'm working on getting those back right now, but they'll be here soon. But as always, like, comment, subscribe. We can interact with comments. So
leave comments.
As you see, Joe Daggett left the comment Celtics in 7.
I think that's an overreaction.
I think it is too, but throughout the night or throughout this episode, we could throw up your comments and interact with them. I want to shout out again, like I did last episode, Dugout Mugs, our new sponsor. Go buy Dugout Mugs. Great product. It's like a baseball bat. You can drink out of it. It's awesome. Great for a Father's Day gift. Great for going to the beach all summer. If you use the code Big Apple, that'll give you 20% off your entire order. Again, that's code Big Apple, 20% off your entire order site wide. So thank you guys.
All right. So getting into it, game 5, the Celtics extend the series as they beat the Knicks on their home court. This, I wouldn't say I'm surprised, typically, especially a team like Boston, you got the game 5, you're down 3-1, you're going to give your best punch. I'll give Boston a little credit because, of course, Jason Tatum got hurt, which speedy recovery to him. And you would have maybe thought they were just giving up in the year, but nope, they came out punching. They blew out the Knicks. And now you get a chance for a game 6. Overall, if I'm the Knicks, I'm just throwing this game out the window. Just not a good game from Brunson and Towns. Your duo scorers did not produce. And now you just got to really, really focus on game 6 because if you lose that, then it gets scary.
Yeah, you said you're not surprised at first because this typically happens where the team gets punched in the mouth all series, and then the team that's up typically will let their guard down a little bit. But I am surprised just because I thought the Celtics would be totally defeated with the Tatum injury, and that was not the case tonight. Derek White totally stepped up. Charles Barkley talked about it at halftime that it was the case of 4 guys who played big. It was Jaylen Brown, Derek White,
huge game.
Yeah, huge game. Brunson and Josh Hart. And he was saying what team can get their other guys to step up, and it was the Celtics. So,
and this is just one of those Karl Anthony Towns games where he was just never really got into the game. He had foul trouble early on, and this is just what you get with Karl Anthony Towns. Unfortunately, he has inconsistent playoff performances where he just takes himself out of the games. But Boston shot lights out, 22 threes. I mean, when Derek, obviously with Jason Tatum going on, you need guys step up. Derek White giving you 34 is huge. Luke Cornett actually gave them really good minutes. Porzingis got benched, who's just been terrible this series. Jaylen Brown had a good game. Drew Holiday played well defensively. Peyton Pritchard gave you 17 off the bench. Boston just had it going. And I do give them credit because they could have just given up. But this is a championship team. You got to they have the heart of a champion. They know what it's like to be there, win, and they've had their backs against the wall. You remember this team was down 3-0, of course, with Jason Tatum, but they extended that series to 7 with Miami. So this can be a tough game 6. I mean,
Boston. Yeah, Boston lives and dies by the 3 ball, and we saw in games 1 and 2 that they weren't hitting their threes, and then what was it? Game 3 that they won?
Yeah.
They looked more of like the Boston Celtics, and the Knicks just didn't show up for that game. And then tonight too, like like I said, they live and die by the 3, and tonight they were hitting all their shots.
I mean, the Knicks got to look at this as a game 7 for them. This is their season because you do not want to go back to the TD Garden for game 7. And you really got to lock in this game because it's scary because with the Celtics 3-point shooting, all it takes is one hot shooting game and you're going to a game 7, which you don't want to do.
And all it takes is 2 hot shooting games in Boston and you're home.
And I mean, like, Boston just has such a deep roster. Typically, of course, when your best player is out for the season, you'd be like, season's over. But these guys got a lot of players that can play and compete, and they're going to step up. What makes this Boston Celtic team so special, they're not built just around one player. They're a legit team. And when they're at their best, man, whether they're missing Jason Tatum or not, they're still very, very tough to beat. So game 6, massive, massive opportunity for the Knicks. They need to finish the series. Now the pressure's on them. I really think this was the first game where the pressure is on them. I even think when they were up 2-0, 2-1, it still felt a little like Cinderella, like I don't know about this yet, but now they're really expected to win, and let's see if they can finish the job.
Yeah, it's crazy coming into the series how everyone was like, it was almost just a second thought that, oh, the Celtics are going to totally run the Knicks off the court, kind of. And that just wasn't the case. Games 1 and 2, both teams didn't really play great, but the Knicks in games like that, just their grittiness, their toughness, that wins them games. And we even saw throughout the year, I don't know what the exact record was, but the Celtics were good without Tatum. And last year, throughout the playoffs, Tatum, yes, is their best player. He wasn't their best player throughout the playoffs last year, and they won a championship.
Yeah, so I still, if I'm a Knicks fan, I'm not panicking. I really think I would have picked Boston to win today. I thought they would have won. And now you got to get your job done at Madison Square Garden, and that environment is going to be crazy. Just a wild, wild Friday for New York sports fans. I don't think anybody's leaving their couch Friday. If you're a big sports fan, we got the Knicks in a closeout game against the defending champions at Madison Square Garden, or you got Yankees-Mets Subway Series. I cannot wait.
Let me ask you, what game? I guess I know the answer because you're a Yankee fan, but I was going to say, what game would you rather go to? And I feel like it's just, you're going to say Yankees.
Well, yes, because the Yankees, because also if you're going to the Knicks game, you're probably dropping about $9,000 more.
Okay, say they were the same price.
Yeah, I'm not a Knicks fan, so of course the Yankees. I'm going to the Sunday one. I'm excited for. I think that environment's going to be crazy, and I wonder, I bet there's a few people that got the money. You're choosing the Yankees game or the Knicks game, so it'll be interesting what fans do. I wonder if they'll play the Knicks game at the Yankees game.
They do sometimes. So
I mean, the game this is the biggest game for Knicks history in the last 25 years.
And I think it was game 2. They showed that when the Knicks won, they showed the eruption at Yankee Stadium. So, yeah, I mean, we'll see. I remember the one thing that gave me hope about the Knicks, and I'm not even a Knicks fan. I'm really a Nets fan, but obviously we root for the Knicks. But the one thing that gave me hope about the Knicks coming into game 1 of this series is nowadays in the NBA, we all talk about depth and how, yeah, you need your superstars, but and we see this with the Phoenix Suns, your superstars are nothing if you have no depth. And it's not that the Knicks don't have depth. They have their depth, but their depth has not shown up all year. And now we're seeing
they've shown up.
Yeah. Now we're seeing the Mikal Bridges show up and that third 3-and-D type guy in games against the Cavs, the Celtics, and who was the other team?
Thunder. They couldn't be any good team in the regular season. So,
but
yeah, I do want to give them some credit because we haven't got the chance to talk when they went up 3-1. I mean, that game 4 was just awesome. Pre-Tatum injury, they were still on their way to win that game. Brunson played great. Mikal Bridges is really the guy. It's just, I don't want to say surprised, but he struggled his first year in New York. I think Knicks fans would have considered him a disappointment until how well he's played in the fourth quarter, specifically these playoffs. And he's the second biggest reason why they're up 3-1. Mitchell Robinson's been unstoppable these playoffs. I mean, he's just getting offensive rebound after offensive rebound. Josh Hart's the heart and soul of the team,
Yeah.
and Cat's had some good moments. I still would like to see the consistency with him, but he's a really good second scorer to have. OGs look great. I mean, the Knicks, they've just played awesome. I mean, they've really exceeded, I think, anyone's expectations, and now they're in a really, really good spot to win this series and have a legit shot to make the NBA Finals.
And it's also so funny. We're talking about coming into this series. We weren't talking about if the Knicks will win. We were talking about if the Knicks would fire Tibbs if they lose. And now, yeah, I don't know. I also remember I
don't
texted
blow
you.
it, Knicks. Just
Yeah,
don't blow it.
blow it.
Now you can't blow it though.
I also remember I texted you the day of
Knicks in 6.
game 1. I said Knicks in 6.
That looks good. Like I really expect them to show up game 6. All the celebrities are going to be there. All the former Knicks. Get your job done and move on and get ready for the Indiana Pacers.
Yeah, it's gonna be exciting.
All right, so should we move on to the NFL schedule release?
Yes.
So do you not have the graphics anymore?
I'm gonna pull those up again.
Okay, perfect. So you want to start off Giants or Jets to react to first?
Let's start off with the Giants.
I did a little TikTok, and if you watch that, I was not very happy with the Giants have a brutal schedule. If you cannot tell, I mean, you haven't looked at it yet, but if you're about to see it now, we'll read it off to you and give us your thoughts. Our thoughts. Sorry.
Here we go.
Oh, we got a comment. Joey Daggett just said Giants 2-15. The comments aren't coming up. I don't know if it's because the banner's in the way. Okay, there we go. Oh, he has a picture with Cat.
Oh, here, wait.
You want me to remove the banner?
Yeah. Okay. So now we can react to it.
Okay. So if you see this is not good. So I'll read it off to you. Week 1 at the Commanders. Week 2 at Dallas. Week 3 home against the Chiefs. Sunday Night Football. Home against the Chargers. At the Saints. Maybe one of the few games they're favorites in. Home against the Eagles. At Denver. At Philly. Home against the 49ers. At Chicago. Home against the Packers. At Detroit.
I don't think.
New England. Bye.
I don't know. It's in the NFL. It changes so drastically year to year. Who even knows if the Broncos will be the same as last year? Who knows if I always say, or what I have been saying about Jaden Daniels coming into next year, him and CJ Stroud had 2 historic rookie years, and you saw Stroud take a little bit of a step back, and that's no diss to Stroud. It's just that he had such a good rookie year that's hard to replicate. So it's kind of normal for someone like that to take a small step back.
All right, quick update. My older sister said we're getting comments on Instagram, so I'm going to join it and mute it and find them.
Okay.
All right, guys, comment away on Instagram. I can see them now. But okay, so yeah, with my thoughts, to your point, like I think the best example I could come up with this is last year we had the Vikings and Commanders week 1 and week 2, and I'm like, oh, we got an easy first 2 games. Like I'm like thinking 2-0 because if you remember last year we thought the Vikings and Commanders were going to be 2 of the worst teams of football. Those teams had great years, so you're right. Like it changes every year, so you can't totally just be because like a few of these teams just won't be good or because of injuries or just disappointing years. So you're right. You got to give like 1 or 2 wins where you surprisingly win.
Mm-hmm.
You also have a game or 2 you surprisingly lose, but luckily the Giants don't have any games they're gonna be favorites in. Like, dude, like look, okay. If you had to guess right now, what games are they favorites in? Saints and Raiders are the only ones I could see.
Saints, Raiders. This thing's small on my screen.
Yeah. Maybe a Dallas game. Like,
I was gonna say Dallas. Is blue home or away?
Blue is home.
Okay. So Saints, Raiders. I see, but it's also predicated on how good JJ McCarthy is. What if he's horrible? They could be a favorite in that Vikings game. I think they could be a favorite in that last game of the year against the Cowboys, depending on how both their seasons go.
My sister's commented 4-13. I think the Vegas odds are probably around that. Okay. Joey just said Cowboys game will be like the Seahawks this year. We will look like the Giants from 2 years ago, then get blown out the next 15. That's the Giants did beat the Seahawks last year, and that's how somehow how we actually are the reason why they make the playoffs because of that. Daniel Jones went off, so maybe we have like there's a game or two you're going to win that you don't expect. Another comment, maybe New England. New England's a winnable game.
That is very winnable.
But my number one thing that I'm looking at now is what week does Jackson Dart start? I think week 5 Saints could really happen. If we're 0-4, I think he started.
Yeah, Saints. It's not going to happen against the Eagles because you're not going to throw them into the fire.
Yeah, Thursday Night Football too. That's not happening.
I think the Saints would be perfect. And then if it's not Saints, skip a couple games, maybe the Bears.
And typically when like last year when the Giants cut Daniel Jones and benched him, it was during their bye week. But look how late their bye week is this year.
Yeah.
So I don't see a big that's late. I don't see that happening. Yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes you will before like coming off a game before the bye, you might tell your young quarterback, hey, get ready in 2 weeks you're starting. But at that point, if everything's going to shit kind of and Dable's telling Dart that he's starting, Dable probably wouldn't have a job at that point.
That's true. So we got a Broncos. Yeah, week 7 Broncos could happen. That's a tough game, though. I wonder if you try to get a home game, maybe 49ers, week 9. That's the halfway point.
Yeah.
John Marciano's commented, Celtics complete the comeback. I'm going to go no. I'm still going to go no.
Yeah, I want to say game 6,
I think Knicks got
take care of business.
And we got Blake commenting, Pacers beating the Knicks or Celtics, they're ready. I actually agree. I think the Pacers might I think they might win the NBA Finals. They are a really, really good team. I love watching them. They're dogs. I mean, they killed Cleveland. I mean, 5-game series, went 3-0 in Cleveland. Pretty impressive.
Cleveland was also pretty banged up, weren't they?
Cleveland was banged up, but they're still a 64-win team, dude.
Yeah. But didn't they have Garland, like Allen and Mobley or something like that?
It was Garland and Mobley were banged up. They didn't play till game 3. And then I think DeAndre Hunter was banged up. And then Mitchell even had – so, they were banged up, but everyone's banged up now. I mean, you beat them 5 games.
Yeah,
we got a comment. If the game goes to game 7, do you think the Knicks still win? I'm going to go no. If it gets pushed to 7, I'm going to go no. I'm going to say
yes.
Okay. It's just tough because –
No, it is so tough.
If it's clutch time, you have to think the Knicks would pull it out just based on how the series gone.
The Knicks just win the war of attrition, and they outlast teams. They're a lot tougher than I thought they were.
Yeah,
I think they're proving everyone.
I think that Pistons series made them tough. Seriously.
Yeah.
But okay, back to the Giants. We'll do my May predictions. I'm gonna go week by week. I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
Okay. We can both do it. All right, week 1. I'm gonna go loss. Commanders at Washington. What are you gonna go? We can both do this.
I'm gonna say loss.
I'm gonna say we beat Dallas at Dallas.
I'm gonna say you guys lose. I want to say you guys win, but I don't want to have the same exact thing.
Chiefs, that's a loss.
Yeah.
Chargers, I'll go loss.
Chargers, I'm gonna go win at home.
Okay, so you got them 2-2. I get 1. I think they'll beat the Saints. So I'll go 2-3.
Saints. Saints win.
Eagles loss. Okay, I'm gonna go. They lose 3 straight here, so they're 2-6. And then Jackson Dart's gonna start against the 49ers, and we're gonna beat the 49ers. So 3-6. What? Okay, you catch up. So I'm at 3-6.
So I have Saints win, Eagles loss. What?
You had them at 3-2. I like it.
Eagles loss, Broncos lost, Eagles loss, 49ers loss.
Okay, so we both have them 3-6.
Okay.
I'm gonna go. They beat the Bears.
That's what I'm gonna do too.
So I'm getting 2 straight wins at Jackson Dart. Then I'm gonna go. Then I'm gonna go another 3 straight losses here.
Okay. They're gonna beat the Bears, and they're gonna carry that momentum into the Packers. They're gonna beat the
Oh, I like
Packers.
it.
They're losing to the Lions. I want to say they beat the Patriots.
I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna go 4-9 heading into the bye.
I don't even know
Yeah. We
my
had a
record.
comment. Dart shouldn't play before week 12. Okay, I mean, I'm all for resting this guy. I'm all for, if he's not playing till week 12, that means Russ is doing good enough, and the Giant we're not miserable. So I'll take it.
Yeah.
Okay, so 4-9 in the bye. Commanders, I'm gonna go loss because here. Okay, I'm gonna go loss 4-10, loss to the Vikings, and they're gonna win 2 straight. I'm gonna go 6-11.
Okay. So we're post by. They're gonna beat the Commanders, lose to the Vikings, lose to the Raiders and Cowboys.
So what's your record?
I gotta calculate this.
I think it might be like 8 wins.
I think I do.
Okay, is it so we had a comment, is it possible Dable gets fired mid-season? I'm gonna go very unlikely because we got a rookie quarterback that he just drafted. So we'd have to be like 0-10. How many wins does Dable need to keep his job? Ooh, I really like this question.
7.
I really just think it depends. So if Russell Wilson starts the entire year at 7, I think he's gone. But if it's Jackson Dart starting some games and we're 7-10, then I think he stays.
See, part of me even thinks that if there's a world where if the Giants win like 4 games, but Jackson Dart comes in and looks good, that
I agree with that.
they could stay. You wait, what did you say? You said
I
you.
agree with that. I actually do.
But also, if Jackson Dart comes in and looks good, there's really not a world where they should win only 4 games. So like it's kind of like a double-edged sword. Almost.
Yeah. I think I got my favorite question. Ready for this?
Yeah.
What's more likely? Judge hits 400 or the Giants win 8 games?
Judge hitting 400.
That'd be insane. I'm on the Giants win 8 games because I think it's that hard to hit 400 over 160
Yeah.
games.
Yeah, a normal mind would say that, but I don't know if the Giants have it in them to
8
win.
games is a lot, dude. In this, that's a lot of games.
The funny thing is one of them is something that like never ever happens, and the other one is like something that's almost half the teams do that every year.
Yeah. So. Okay. I got another good one. Are Russell Wilson and Jameis Giants at the end of the year? So I'm gonna go Wilson's there.
Yeah,
I want to hear my prediction. I have a bold one. Ready for this?
Yeah.
I think the Saints are gonna trade for Jameis by like before September ends because I don't see Jameis ever starting for us in a regular season game.
Yeah. I do get it that he could be trade bait, but it may be something where a team needs a starter or a quarterback goes down or something, and then the Giants shop him and end up trading him for like a 7th round pick. But if no team bites the bullet, they'll just cut him.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't see Jameis really playing for us unless like maybe Wilson gets hurt in the first few games.
If he gets hurt and Dart's not ready,
it's the only way.
Yeah.
Because I really don't see a world where Wilson's bench and it's Winston, not Dart.
Yeah.
I just don't think that I really don't see that ever happening for them.
All right. Actually, what if it's like really early on in the season?
How bad would Russell Wilson have to be like horrible? Like worse than
like first 4 games he throws like 8 picks.
Okay, then yeah. if he threw 8 picks in the first 4 games, like 2 touchdowns, then he's getting caught.
Well, Russell Wilson doesn't really throw picks, so
he doesn't. Jameis, I mean, it's if we're getting like just 10 points per game, 170 passing yards, just no offense. Okay, maybe. and Dable pulls the plug quick because he's worried about his job. You know what? You're kind of talking me into this. This could happen. If he's that bad.
But he doesn't typically throw a lot of interceptions, so I don't
think it's that. I think it's if he's just the Giants are scoring 10 to 13 points a game and it's just losing them games, which I don't think will be that bad. But
I don't think it'll be that bad either. And I mean, we saw I almost said George Pickens, Malik Neighbors. We saw what he did last year with Daniel Jones and the other guys the Giants threw out there. He's just he's always open and he's just such a consistent target. I think he is going to be like a superstar.
Yeah, I do too. I have a funny comment. If he throws 8 picks in 3 games, I want Jones back. All right, let's move on to the Jets schedule. So my final prediction, if you didn't hear it, 6-11 on May.
I like it. All right, so the Jets. I'm gonna write this down so that I can.
So just an intriguing thing right away that I think all fans are gonna notice. Are they really gonna have likely Aaron Rodgers coming back to MetLife week 1?
They very well could. I didn't even think of that. I should have been the first thing I thought of.
That's that. So yeah, like what do you think of that? Aaron Rodgers week 1 coming back?
He'll definitely get
you think he's gonna
from the crowd. I don't think it's like it's different because he was supposed to come and save the franchise, but it was just a disaster from day one. And I don't know if most Jets fans hold it against him because he was good when he played, but I think people are just sick and tired of his antics off the field. But I don't know.
We lost the graphic, by the way.
Wait, no, I took it down while we were just
talking.
Talking.
Gotcha. All right.
So,
just looking at, just a quick look at this. This isn't too bad. I mean, there's a lot of winnable games here.
Yeah, like
I don't like the first 2 weeks. The first 3 weeks is a little rough. I'll say that.
Yeah, and then Dolphins, Cowboys, winnable. I would think Broncos. I would still think is winnable.
Browns, both Patriots are gonna be winnable. Falcons,
Browns.
The AFC East is just not great outside the Bills, obviously.
Yeah, then you got the Jags.
Over under 6 wins for the Jets. We're just not going through all this. I think I'm feeling over. I think the Jets.
I want to see if this changes when I go through game by game, but I want to say over off the rip too. It's predicated a lot on Justin Fields and how our quarterback play is, but I think he could be really good and just like a game manager. He doesn't have to be a superstar or anything. And just with the hard-nosed, tough-mouth football that I think Aaron Glenn's going to bring back to the Jets, I think he could really flourish in his new role.
All right, you want to give our official predictions?
Yeah, so Steelers.
Okay, you go first.
All right, Steelers, I'm going to say they win.
So am I.
Okay. Bills. Wait, the Green's home?
I think Green's home.
Okay.
That's what I'm basing it off of.
Yeah. I think
the Steelers game's home. I'm pretty sure the Steelers game's home.
Okay. They show it at the bottom of the thing, but it's covered by the ticker. So Bills, we're gonna. I always say we usually split with the Bills, and we usually win the home game against them.
Oh, you're not. Oh,
but I'm not starting us off 2-0. So I'm gonna say we win 1 and we lose 1. We're gonna drop that one to the Bills.
I got 1 and 1 too. I'm dropping you to 1 and 2. I don't think you're winning.
I'm dropping us to 1 and 2 as well.
But
then
I'm gonna go 2 and 2.
2 and 2, yes.
Going 3 and 2. I think you're gonna beat Dallas at home.
We have very similar opinions on this one. Broncos were winning.
London.
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 3-0. 3-0. 3-0. 3-0. 3-0. 3-0. 3-0. 3-0. 3-0. 3-0. 3-0. 3-0. 3-0. 3-0. 3-0. 3-0. 3-0. 3-0. 3-0. 3-0. 3-0. 3-0. 3-0. 3-0. 3-0. 3-0. 3-0. 3-0. 3-0. 3-0. 3-0. 3-0. 3-0. 3-0. 3-0. 3-0. 3-0. 3-0. 3-0. 3-0. 3-0. 3-0. 3-0. 3-0. 3-0. 3-0. 3-0. 3-0. 3-0. 3-0. 3-0. 3-0. 3-0. 3-0. 3-0. 3-0. 3-0. 3-0. 3-0. 3-0. 3-0. 3-0. 3-0. 3-0. 3-0. 3-0. 3- Yeah, we're winning in London. I'm going to that game, so we're gonna fucking win.
I'm gonna say you're gonna drop that game.
Okay, we're winning. We're 4-2 right now,
Okay, you're 4-2.
and then we're going to 5-2.
I'm also having you drop to the Panthers.
Oh, okay.
I like the Panthers. I'm not
All
gonna lie, I
right.
think they have a good year. I don't love that division. And the division
Yeah,
sucks. I'm gonna have you lose to the Bengals too.
I am too.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Oh, Henry,
Browns.
only you stayed another year. You could have went to that game in Cincinnati.
Oh yeah, that's true. But hey, I'm going to the London game this year, so
That's fair. All right, so I have you at 3-5, and I'm
okay.
gonna have you winning 2 straight to get to 5-5. So I got
After the Browns game, I have us at 6-3.
so I have you at 5-5.
This is bad.
I'm gonna have you winning 2 straight.
I have us losing to the Patriots.
Okay, so I got 5-5. What do you have? 6-4. We got a lot of wins for the Jets. All right, I'm going 3 straight losses here though.
We lose to. You're saying we lose to the Patriots, Ravens, and Falcons, or the Ravens, Falcons, and Dolphins?
Ravens, Falcons, Dolphins.
Okay, I'm gonna say we lose to the Ravens and the Falcons, and we beat the Dolphins.
Okay,
So
so I
we're
have
7-6.
5-8. Okay, I think you're actually gonna win the next 2. I think you're gonna be 7-8, and then in Jets fashion, you're gonna have a chance at the wild card, and you're gonna lose your last 2. 7-10. I like that. 7-10.
Okay, I have us beating the Patriots, losing to the Bills, 10-7.
Wow. All right. So is that playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, playoffs would be on the table for that.
Jesus. All right, guys. Comment whose prediction is more realistic, mine or Henry.
I think both of them are realistic. It just comes down to 1-2 possessions in each game.
We got can we get an Eagles schedule prediction? 2-15.
No, yeah.
2-15. They'll probably lose to the Giants twice. 7. I think 7-10 is good. Henry, 10-7 is kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie. 10-7
is, but
it's the Jets. It's the Jets.
Yeah, but I'm being optimistic here for once.
I like it. But like you come on, 10-7. I love it though.
I'm reading the comments.
Henry, are you on the Instagram live?
Yeah. The thing that's cool about this is you can just look back and read the comments.
Okay, I like this. Who's gonna be better this rookie year? Dylan Gabriel, Shedeur Sanders?
Shedeur Sanders.
I'm going Dylan Gabriel. I think Dylan Gabriel's gonna end up playing before he does.
See, I think the opposite. For as much flack as we gave Shedeur in the last 2 episodes, I think he's very talented. I think he just gets in his own way with him worrying about his brand more than his football career.
Henry, we got someone saying you're smoking something. This is great. They don't like the Jets prediction.
Well, I don't know what to tell you.
I like it, Henry. You got confidence in your team.
I do.
It's not good. It's really not.
I called Knicks in 6. It's gonna happen. You'll see. I'm calling 7-10 for the Jets. Way too early. It's gonna happen.
All right, guys, comment what team's gonna have a better record, Giants or Jets, before we move on for football.
Do you have a prediction on that?
The Subway Series.
Do you have a prediction on Giants or Jets?
I guess based on this, I have Jets at 7 and Giants at 6 wins. So
okay. So yeah.
But I'm gonna say this, Giants fans, and this may sound stupid, but this is gonna be the most fun 6-win season ever. I'm actually excited for the Giants.
I'm trying to be optimistic for both our teams because the better our teams are, I feel like the better our show will be.
Exactly.
More people tuning in.
With the Giants, I don't see it that way because I think we're gonna have a fun year with a rookie quarterback coming in, and if we're bad, it's going to be more about how Dart's playing, how Dual Carter's playing. I'm really excited to watch how this team's going to grow and develop. And it's really a rebuilding year for this team. I don't know if the ownership views it that way, but they should view it that way. And with this schedule, you can't expect them to be in playoff contention.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, so shall we move on to the Subway Series? All right. So unless you're living under a rock, the Yankees and Mets play Friday. Both teams are in first place. Both teams have been two of the better teams in baseball. And, of course, the number one storyline is going to be the former Yankee Juan Soto returning to the Bronx as a New York Met. And I can say the first time in baseball history a superstar chose the Mets over the Yankees. And we'll see how Yankee fans react. Henry, are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm pumped. I'm ready to see the reaction he gets from the crowd. I'm ready. I'm excited to see how he handles it.
Boo!
I'm scared because he flourishes in this kind of environment. So I feel like he could kill the Yankees this weekend.
All right. You think he gets something thrown at him in right field?
Yes.
I think this could get pretty I don't think it's gonna be as bad as like when LeBron first returned to Cleveland, where it was actually dangerous to be in the arena. But when Durant returned to OKC, just really crazy environment. I think it's gonna be just as bad as the Astros booing.
I mean, even when Robinson Cano returned to the Yankees,
that's a good comparison.
It was bad, and I feel like that's a good comparison because who do you think is more beloved by Yankee fans, Robinson Cano or Juan Soto?
Oh, Cano. Cano was there forever, and he won a World Series.
So I don't think it could be as bad as that.
Yeah. Oswaldo Cabrera getting hurt. I do want to mention that. Of course, we hope for a speedy recovery, as you never want to see a player get injured like that.
Yeah, never want to see anyone, but especially Oswaldo, who I don't know, great player. He's always just exuding he makes I don't know. He's always just smiling and always upbeat. So it's sad to see.
Yeah, and honestly, shout out to sportsmanship I've seen from a lot of baseball community. I saw multiple Mets players and their manager even talk about it and how Oswaldo is one of the best people in baseball.
Yeah,
we're all great person. So we hope he gets a fast recovery and hopefully he can maybe have a chance to play again this year. But we'll see. But moving on to the actual baseball, it's these teams honestly so far this year. The way they've been winning is kind of opposite to what I expected. I thought the Yankees would be the better pitching team and the Mets would be the better hitting team, but the Yankees just hit a bunch of home runs and they score a bunch of runs and their pitching's Max Fried's been good. Their pitching's been decent, not great. Their bullpen's been suspicious, but the Mets have just been carried by their starting pitching, and it's the reason why they've been so good this year.
Yeah, I feel like the Yankees pitching just a lot, pretty much anything wise. The good has been great and the bad has been really bad, but mostly for the pitching. I think their starting pitching has been better than overall than what we give credit for. I know you got the Frieds and Rodons who have really stepped up, but the bullpen, I know I mentioned this either in the last episode or the episode before, the Devin Williams struggling and him getting moved and everyone else shifting in the bullpen because of that, I feel like that can throw everyone off.
Yeah, I totally. I mean, I think it's Devin Williams just the main blame for this. We've been hard on him, and it sucks that we traded for this superstar closer, and he's just not been that. He's not even the closer of the team anymore. Weaver is a .45 ERA. He's been awesome, but guys have been struggling. I mean, you have Fernando Cruz stepping up, Ian Hamilton, but these are not high-level relievers. They're mid-tier. They're that C tier, I like to call these guys, but they're really in a lot of high-leverage situations. Mark Leiter Jr., another one. And the Yankees really need Devin Williams to be what we traded for.
He's been better, and in the
successful.
Seattle game last night when he came in, I believe in the 10th, they put the runner on second, the ghost runner, and
He pitched really well.
he pitched really well. He worked his way out of that. So he might be turning a corner. The the one thing about that concerns me is hearing experts that, break down film and everything. They talk about that he doesn't look his pitches his pitch execution doesn't look all that different than last year. So I feel like that's concerning because it almost has you thinking that they figured him out.
Yeah. We're gonna keep talking about him until he performs well. But I want to get back to the Subway Series, get a little bit on topic. You think there's any chirping between Judge and Soto? I wonder how they will interact. You think it's going to be a respect thing, or I think the most likely thing is kind of a ignore thing where they just don't really acknowledge each other.
Yeah, maybe pregame they might shake a hand, say hi, whatever. But it's not like Judge plays the infield. It's not like Soto plays the infield. So there's really not going to be any instance throughout the game where they'd have a chance to interact. So
my next question is this just fans hyping this matchup up, or do you think the players realize this is more than just your regular May series? You think the players are into this as much as the fans are? Because I think Yankees and Mets fans are ecstatic for this moment. I mean, they've been counting on the days, and we all can't wait. I'm just wondering, is there going to be players chirping? Like a few years ago, you had Lindor and Stan, and I wonder if I kind of want to see something like that happen again.
I think that, maybe Jazz isn't even playing, but I feel like Jazz would be someone that would stick his head right into the middle of all this. But, Aaron Judge is the captain, and he always is one of the most composed players I've ever seen. I think that there's probably a conversation either that they've already had or that they're gonna have and say, hey, like, we're not sticking our head in any of this. If someone tries to cause problems or anything, like we're not doing that. We're above that. We're the Yankees. But at the same time, I could see Aaron Judge being like, we have something to prove. We're the Yankees. We have to, but not like on the field, not by starting a fight or chirping people.
I think the more motivating thing this year for this year's Yankees team has honestly not much to do with the Soto stuff, because look, they're not gonna admit like that guy left us, blah blah blah. Like, let's stick it to him. They went 0-4 against the Mets last year. I think that was embarrassing. They got swept by the Mets last year. We don't want that to happen again, of course. The Yankees gotta have a little pep in their step. Let's not get embarrassed again. Let's beat the Mets. Let's show them who runs the city, and let's have a good series and win.
I agree. I always go back to when Soto's at his best, and this is the perfect example of an environment that he will thrive in.
All right, so I'm going to put you on the spot. Should Yankee fans boo Juan Soto this weekend?
My answer is going to be, what my answer is going to be, and it's going to be different than most Yankee fans. The thing I said to you earlier was kind of trying to get a reaction out of you. I don't think that they should stand up and give him a standing ovation, but I think if you look at this whole thing from the outside looking in, just the money of it, that if Steve Cohen didn't own the Mets, none of this would have happened. And Juan Soto would probably be a Yankee, and he'd probably be a Yankee for like $500 million.
So you didn't answer the question. Should they boo him or not? Yes or no?
I would say no.
Oh,
I don't.
Come on.
I don't want to boo him.
Henry. Oh my
I don't want
God.
to.
He left the Yankees. He's only on the team for 1 year. Okay. I was at the game where he hit the home run to send us to the World Series. I respect and appreciate Juan Soto, and I understand like he did what's best for him and his family. But at the end of the day, he left the Yankees it's not like the Yankees lowballed and they offered him a lot of money, and he willingly chose the Mets. the Mets, of all teams, the Mets. Besides the Red Sox, there's not much worse you can do that. And he willingly left the Yankees. And of course they should boom. This is a franchise that has never happened to. The standards are held higher than. We're not the Cincinnati Reds. We're not the Miami Marlins. We shouldn't be thanking a player for having one good year with us. We shouldn't.
I didn't say thank him.
We shouldn't be bending on our knees for this guy. He left us, and we're gonna show him. We're gonna show him what we're about. We're gonna boo the shit out of him.
Johnny, do you remember? And I know the answer to this because you've told me. Do you remember the 2009 World Series?
Not well, but I get your point here. We're going this.
So he brought us to the only World Series that you remember in your lifetime.
But okay, but we're not this low tier franchise where we've won 27 World Series. I understand.
Yes.
Me personally, I haven't witnessed them with my own memory, but that's still part of that franchise where winning is an expectation. It's not something that we should. It's not something that
Yeah, like you haven't witnessed a bunch, and aren't you tired of not watching your team win?
No, I want to see them win every year.
Exactly, and Juan Soto brought us closest to that you've ever been in your life.
Yes. If you want to go to this game, that was not their best team that they've had.
But he brought us closest.
We still lost 4-1 in the World Series. Like,
of course, but I'm not wrong.
I get okay.
Aaron Judge didn't bring. I love Aaron Judge. He's probably my favorite player, but he didn't bring us there.
Well, Stanton was. I mean, Stanton.
Okay, yes,
Stanton was the one that carried us there. But I don't hate Juan Soto. I don't hate the guy. I was. Of course, I'm upset he left my team. I wanted him to stay. I'm not gonna sit here and say I didn't want Juan Soto to be a Yankee. But at this point, he pretty much chose the Mets over us. Of course, they had a little bit better offer, but he thought for himself that this is the best direction, and he, in this way, took shots at the Yankees, not believing in their future, not believing the team they could build around, and not believing their payroll. So I can't. I can't cheer for the guy. I'm gonna boo him. He went to the Mets.
I don't cheer for him. I do not cheer for him. I think, everyone makes dumb decisions sometimes. I think that he was blinded by Steve Cohen, like dangling, this is your team. Oh, look at all of this that we have for you. Whereas if you went back to the Yankees, they're like, yeah, like we love and appreciate you, but you're just a player to us.
Go ahead.
All right. So yes, although me personally, I would have chosen the Yankees 100 times out of 100. I understand his thought process.
What I actually want from this series is that Yankee fans, Juan Soto himself, the players, we could officially just move on from the Yankees Juan Soto chapter. And this is reality now. This is officially reality now. He's going to be the Met for the next 15 years. The Yankees are the past. Let's stop talking about it. Let's not make it a thing every time they play each other. And let's move on.
Yeah. And, like I was saying, everything I just explained, that's just Juan Soto being greedy and taking all that he can get. And sometimes that's not
the best for you.
That's not the best decision you can make. Because we've seen the videos and people speculating. He genuinely, what?
His body language looks terrible.
Yes, and he genuinely just does not look happy as a Met. Whereas last year, he looked so happy throughout the season as a Yankee.
Well, I don't think this is a hot take. If he really wanted to do his best for his career, for his stats and just his performance, why would you not want to bat in front of Aaron Judge for the next 7-8 years? That's not a hot take. He wanted to be the guy, and I actually got a decent question here. Someone said the Mets aren't really his team, though. In a way, they're right. Lindor, if the Mets would name a captain, it'd be Francisco Lindor. I think Pete Alonso is more of a fan favorite than Soto. Soto has to prove it to the Mets. They're not just some organization that's gonna give him all the flowers right away. They're desperate to win. They haven't won since 1986. He's got to win for them.
One of the Instagram comments from Emily says he's overpaid. And yes, he is overpaid. But if he took that contract from the Yankees, he's still overpaid.
Yeah, he would have been overpaid in the Yankees also.
And he's not just barely overpaid. He's overpaid by maybe $200 million.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
I I don't think anyone's reaching that contract anytime soon. I mean, it was just such a situation where he was 25, 26, I think he might
he
have turned, and
fell into the perfect situation because
Boris's agent.
Orse's agent, then he's going into. I mean, when he turned down all those contracts with Washington, and I think he turned one down in San Diego, and people were like, "Oh wow, like look, he's really betting on himself." And then Shohei got that contract, and he's like, "Why can't I get more?"
Yeah, and
And
which honestly, he's a $70 million DH at this point.
hmm, and we came into last season with them saying that that's the number they were looking for.
Yeah.
So
A little random annoyed rant I have, which I posted on our TikTok about. We got to stop calling Shohei Ohtani the best player in baseball. It's Aaron Judge right now. Until Ohtani is pitching
pitches
consistently, we can't call him the best player in the world. And it drives me crazy. This guy's a DH, and Aaron Judge is a much better hitter. The only thing Ohtani does better than Aaron Judge right now is steal bases.
and the other thing that he does better than Aaron Judge that the MLB likes is that he markets to a global
Yeah.
brand, and that's the only that's I don't know. The MLB loves that.
So, what are your predictions for this series? What do you got? What do you like your series predictions here?
So Rodon's pitching Friday, and then Schmidt's on Sunday. On the ESPN app, it says Saturday's undecided. I don't know
I
who's
think
pitching
Clark's
Saturday.
gonna pitch Sunday.
Yeah, Clark is pitching Sunday, but
Oh,
Saturday's undecided.
that's weird.
Yeah, right.
I don't
Because I looked at Saturday and I was like, oh, if that's undecided, Sunday's gonna be too. And then it said Clark is pitching. So I think Rodon is gonna continue to pitch well. I think Judge has a big series.
I mean, Judge has a big series every
Every
series.
series. Soto,
I think he'll have a good series.
I actually think he might go off.
I feel like he might hit a home run that first game.
I do too. And maybe not off, but he's gonna have a really good series. I wouldn't be surprised if he had 2 home runs this series. And what I always look out for, what I would always look out for, I don't have the numbers to back this up, but I feel like uh in his first at bat, he would always be like sizing up the pitcher, and whether he got a hit, got out, or whatever, the second at bat he was ready, and he was always ready to turn on one. So I think against Rodon, who historically as a Yankee and historically in his career can get flustered easily, I am looking out for that second Soto at bat on Friday night.
Yeah, I'm gonna just say 2-1 Yankees win the series though.
So, yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna say I'll go along with you. 2-1 Yankees.
Do we have calls this week? Are we doing them?
Yeah, here, let me take a look at them.
All
So I
right.
haven't even.
Well, before we end it off, we'll do some answer your guys' comments. Just comment away. We'll answer them rapid fire kind of style. And before we end it off, so comment away, guys. Horrible takes. I mean, you guys like this platform? This is cool to use. We're still learning with this, so we're only
Yeah,
gonna get better as time goes. It's cool to go live as we can just talk whenever we want.
yeah, we're
Get
still
you
testing
guys
out.
involved more.
Yeah, we're still testing out the kinks in this, but even for future, if you watch on here, the Twitter live didn't work, but we have Instagram and YouTube right now. If you watch on here or you can't make it to a live stream, these get posted right onto YouTube, right onto our YouTube channel, just like any other episode. So, okay, here we go. Oh, I guess oh wait, here we go.
Got it.
Yeah, this is Rob from Queens. I wanted to talk a little bit about the Yankees. I'm a Mets fan here, but you Yankee fans, you're driving nuts with the lack of patience. I'm talking about this guy, David Williams. Yeah, he stinks right now, but you gotta give it some time. It's only May. I mean, look at the Mets. A couple of years ago, they were there. Now, but Detroit, he was, I think demoted for a little bit. He was giving up home runs left and right. Next year, Tommy Trumpet come out. Mr. and Mrs. Met playing a trumpet. In the whole world. He's amazing. So maybe you guys just have a little bit of patience and things will come around. What do you think?
That was really hard to hear. You're gonna have to recap.
He was basically saying, give Devin Williams some time. Edwin Diaz stunk at first, got sent back down, and then they were playing the trumpet song the next year.
Okay, well, hey, I mean, I think it's different. Edwin Diaz was a younger guy at first. Devin Williams is proven, but yeah, we'll have to work on the calls because I don't think anyone.
I think that one was just bad. I could barely hear parts of it.
Okay, but okay. So actually, I got a question for everybody and for us too. Wait, did we already do this? Oh, we said go to it. Okay, sorry. No, we didn't. I might have lost Henry, so I'm gonna keep going here.
Wait, I'm here.
Did you guys?
I think I lost you for a second.
Am I back?
Yeah,
Did I lose you or you lost me?
I think we both lost each other.
All right. Okay. So sorry about that. All right, recap real quick. If you have one TV, what are you watching? Yankees, Mets, or Knicks, Celtics, Game 6?
Oh yeah, you said this. I mean Yankees, Mets, just because that's who I care about more. But even though I'm not a Knicks fan, this run by the Knicks has been super exciting. And I am very intrigued and rooting for the Knicks as if they were my team. So I don't think you could go wrong with either series. And part of me wants to say that the Knicks game, like I wouldn't fault anyone for saying the Knicks game, even if they're a Yankees fan and not a Knicks fan, because it's history. Like the last time the Knicks were in the conference finals was 2000. Like we don't see this from the Knicks. So
I don't blame whoever watches but I get if you're choosing the Knicks, even if you're a big Yankee fan. But I think that's all we have. I mean,
you want me to play the next two voicemails?
Oh, we got voicemail. We could try. Yeah, maybe they'll sound better.
Hi, this is Chris from Rochester.
That sounds way better.
What do you think is more likely to happen? That Pete Alonso will hit around 300 for the whole season, or Aaron Judge will hit above 360 for the whole season? And I think you Yankee fans need to maybe get Devin Williams' mom and Mark Leiter's mom to call, because once Julie Rondon called, he had a few good games, and Devin Williams has been terrible for you. So maybe get his mom to call in next week, and he'll start playing better. Thank you. Let's go Mets.
Thanks for the call. The one thing I want to say about Aaron Judge that I just think is amazing. So coming into this year, all the talk was, is he going to hit 65 home runs or like break his record again? But I didn't know how to explain it. And I was like, I don't think he'll do that, but he'll be great still because he always is. But he's just redefining like his greatness, because he could not very easily, but he could hit 70 home runs, but maybe that average takes a hit. But what he's doing, he just adds something to his game every single year. And he very well could hit above 350, which would be just another thing that Aaron Judge does that's amazing. And it's not his 60 plus home runs, but it's something else that's equally, if not more amazing.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go Judge hit 360. Or I honestly if he just avoids that massive slump, I think it might happen. Seriously, like the way he's hitting, I just don't see him slowing down. He's unbelievable. Like words cannot describe how good this guy is, and I just expect him to keep it up.
And I wouldn't even say like he's not hot. This is just normal.
It's just who he is.
He's so just leveled all the time.
And he goes through weeks of hitting for batting averages, doubles, singles, and then he'll hit 5 home runs in a week.
Yeah.
It's just, and he can do everything.
Even his home runs, the thing that sets him apart from other power hitters is he's not going up to the plate trying to kill the ball. he's just so big and so strong that if he'll just get a hold of one sometimes and he'll drive it 400 feet.
Someone said if the Mets sweep, Johnny has to grow a mustache. All right, I'll do that. If they sweep the series, I'll grow a
I like
mustache.
it.
I'm gonna
I
be
like
looking like Goose Gossage out here. All right, let's move on to our last voicemail before we
Alright.
end it off. We're over an hour here, so
Yeah.
Hey, boys. This is Lou from New Jersey. I got a Yankee question this week. I'm really worried about the Yankee bullpen and pitching staff in general. How are you feeling about it? And my main question is, looking at their outfield depth, I think they're pretty solid. Do we trade Spencer Jones for a pitcher? I think we need to. What do you think?
I wouldn't be opposed to trading
Jones
Spencer Jones.
Yeah, I agree because I really think we need a right-handed pitcher, and if let's just say I don't really got a name on the top of my head, but somehow Dylan Cease is available.
Yeah.
And you have to give up Spencer Jones. You got to do it because you need that right-handed pitch for the playoffs. And I hate the Yankees should never I'm not gonna say that's tanking their season, but they should go in all in every chance they have. Spencer Jones is no proven guy who knows how good it'll ever be. You got to go for the all in. So yeah, and then
also,
to the outfield depth.
Yeah.
Just quickly, yeah, like we have so much outfield depth. Like I get I don't know if Grisham and Bellinger are long term guys, but still, I get your point of trading Spencer Jones. I would even wouldn't be opposed to doing that for another infielder if the right guy's available.
I think I saw something today about Miguel Andujar. He's been playing left field for the Athletics, but I could see.
No
But
shot.
what do you?
No. I imagine that reunion. I'm saying.
Wait, what?
Like imagine the reunion.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
That would be
just won
hilarious.
Rookie of the Year. He got robbed.
If he comes back, I mean, it was funny because he was the opposite. He became an outfielder to get playing time, and now he'd have to go back to third base.
Yeah, and he was good. He got robbed of Rookie of the Year in 2018.
I still think Arenado is the one I would want the most. I just don't know if the Yankees are going to do it because of the years on his contract.
I don't think they will, and I think they're kind of eyeing that George Lombard Jr. next year. I mean, we'll see. He's young. He's 19, so we'll see.
Would you guys trade for Arenado before we end off?
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, I mean, I think we've covered. This was fun. I mean, doing the live stream is definitely different. I mean, even on us, it's different being live than in the studio because you get chances to even redo sometimes in the studio, and we didn't pause at all, which we do in the studio sometimes. So this was fun. We're only going to get better. We're going to give you guys more content. Thank you guys for checking us out, and I'm excited to keep going.
Thank you guys for checking us out. If you're on Instagram right now, which we got a couple guys on Instagram, go over to our YouTube, subscribe, like the video, and buy a Dugout mug for us. Code Big Apple.
Buy Dugout Mugs.
Yes, sir. All right. Thank you, guys.